My one true wish is to be like them. Humans, I mean. Well, not the bad parts. Like the fact that they have such strong emotions. They cry a lot, laugh a lot, and sometimes it's at the same time. Or the fact it hurts to have babies. Strangely, their pelvises are curved. Or the way they could eat species like us if they wanted to. Gross. But I would really like to have the good parts of humans, like strength, creativity, and courage. Actually, if I could be human, I probably wouldn't care about the other bad parts too. It would be an easy trade-off. So anyway, let me tell you about the first human I ever met, who's turned out to be one of my closest friends. My family and I live on the planet Fatolia, which is widely believed to be the oldest planet of sentience in the universe. A fact which the Phytolians like to remind us of at every opportunity. And Fatolia is a melting pot of sentient species, because the Interplanetary Sentient Council is based here. I'm actually originally from the planet Melicana, and our species have been Phytolian allies for millennia. My parents were mid-level public servants. They work at the Sentient Council as clerks. Both had the same job, same personality, same boring friends, everything. To me, their life sucked. I was around 16 standard years old, and similar to humans, it was Melicanan adolescence. I was bored with school, bored with life, and just plain bored. I was living a boring plant-based prey species existence. I needed something fun to happen. It was at that time that a new kid started at school. His name was Leon, and he was human. News of his coming to our school spread like wildfire. There had been a special meeting and everything. All our parents were informed and invited to put in any requests or even protests. It was a big deal. A predatory human was coming to our school. The adults were petrified. The kids were exhilarated. We were going to have a real, live human at school. Woo-hoo. And then the news came. I was his buddy. My parents almost crapped themselves. Ha 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 ha. They eventually came around when I told them I would have a Phytolian guard with me until it was confirmed the kid was safe. You could never be too sure with their kind, the school thought. Now I have to explain that my school was a bit weird because it was an interplanetary school. That's school speak for expensive, elite, interspecies, school for ambassadors' kids and royal families. Now my family aren't in that league, but they mix with people who are, so my dad's boss got me in. And long story short, most of the kids there are snobby and cliquey, and I don't really like many of them at all. But the upside is that Principal Stochastic loves me, because there are very few normal kids in his school, and I'm one of them. Leon's first day, I will never forget it as long as I live. I arrived early at 11 a.m., ready for an 11.30 start. I've since heard that's super late for humans, but for us plant-based species it's the best time to begin school since the suns have been up for a few hours and our energy levels have risen. Good old photosynthesis. His transporter swept in at 11.15, and my school principal and the guard, LOL, were there with me to meet him. The other kids were already in class. There would be a rubber-necking riot on the front steps, if not ha-ha. He got out of the transporter on his own, no parents, no escort, nothing. Like he had been there forever. This guy, I thought. I had seen humans from a distance and heard my parents talk about them, since they dealt with them at work. But I had never seen one up close. His skin was smooth and fair, and he showed his awful teeth to me when he approached. Then he saw my face and quickly hid them behind his lips, like he realized it freaked me out, which it did. "Hello, Leon," Principal Stochastic said. "Hello, sir," Leon replied, hiding his gross teeth. "Nice to have you here," Stochastic continued. "This is your student buddy, Edulis. He will show you around and help you get to know how we do things here." "Thank you," said Leon. "Nice to meet you, Edulis," he said, and turned to look at me properly. Now Melicanans are a plant-based species, as I have said. We are genetically similar to Terran bamboo. That means, yep, I am tall and skinny and pretty flexible, and I'm hella tough, or so I thought. So when Leon looked at me, he looked up because I'm 9 feet tall. Ha! That surprised you, didn't it? Straining to hide his teeth, Leon stared at me. I let him drink in my magnificence. Jokes. And then I said, "Well, you're flippin' short and weird-looking, even for a human." "Big mistake." He threw back his head and laughed like a drainpipe. He slapped his legs with his arms and bent over. Stochastic freaked out and ran inside the building. The Phytolian guard stood rooted to the spot, unsure about what to do. I just stared at Leon, specifically at his arms and legs, realizing that this was a species who could crush us all if he felt like it. See, the thing is, humans have muscles and hard, almost unbreakable bones. They have also a massive BMI compared to us. They are just plain heavy and strong and scary. They have terrifying sharp teeth. They eat plants and meat. They can think super fast and make decisions at light speed and fight things with whatever they have around them, or with nothing, just their bare hands. But I stood my ground. I forced myself to do the Mellow-Cannon version of a fake smile. I scrunched up my eyes and cheeks and waited until he calmed down. "Good one, man," he said, and slapped me on the back. I almost snapped in half, but I stayed upright. "Man, have you been here long, Leon, on Phytolia?" I needed him to know that he should tone it down, or he would continue to freak us all out. "Nope, just got here 2 days ago," he said. "It's the first real interplanetary school I've been at." "Are you Mellow-Canese?" "Yeah, close, I'm Mellow-Cannon." "Cool," Leon nodded. Looking around, he said, "Where's the principal?" It was around this time that Stochastic reappeared, holding a large book in front of him. OMG, he's using it like a shield, I thought. Hilarious. "Ah, come inside, boys," Stochastic said, his voice wavering. "Class will start soon and—" "Okay," said Leon. "Lead the way, Edulus." We walked up the school steps, and I pushed open one of the double doors. Leon attempted to push the other one, but instead, as he pushed it, it flew off its hinges and 6 feet down the hallway. "Crap," he said. "I'm sorry, sir." "Sir?" Stochastic had run away again. The guard had left too. It was just me and Leon against the world. Please, God, let the school be standing at the end of the day, I thought. Cracking up internally, I bit the bullet. "Okay, man, we need a serious talk here." "Yeah," Leon said. "It's a bit weird how he keeps leaving." "Well, Leon, the thing is, you're scary." "What?" he said. "Leon, you're human," I said simply. "No kidding," he said sarcastically. "Man, all of us here are prey species. A lot of us are petrified of you guys. You can snap us with your hands. You can run faster and jump higher. You can make weapons out of stuff. You can swim in water. You can, eat us." With that last comment, I hit a nerve. Leon's face fell and he looked away. "Yeah, well, me and my family were not like that. You need to get to know us. Give us a chance." His voice trailed off. "I know, dude, that's why they have let you in here. But man, when you slapped my back out there, you nearly broke it." Leon looked shocked. I'm sorry, man. My parents told me we were stronger than most and people might be afraid. But until I broke the door back there, I didn't get it. Yeah, it's okay, you will get there, and so will we. But you need to kind of tone it down a bit. I'll help you, dude. Thanks, he said. Cool, I said. Let's go to class. It's astrophysics first up, and we've got 5 minutes to get there. That first class went okay. Everyone stared, and some, like Ephelis Global, what a dick, actually moved away from Leon. Leon knew the work, though, no doubt. He was no slug, that's for sure. Apologies to any Philo-Micans reading this. Second class was leadership and diplomacy. Yeah, it's a real fancy school, told you. Not so good. Leon stood up to read something out for the teacher, and as he walked forward, he knocked over a desk with his hip. The small, like 3-foot-tall Capran sitting at the desk screamed and clattered backwards on her little hooves, which, of course, set the Phytolians off, and Ephelis yelled, "Watch what you're doing, you clumsy imbecile!" Another dick move, Ephelis. And what teenager talks like that, right? Leon apologized profusely and sat at his desk with his head in his hands. But the next class, things started looking up. It was physical training. We had to partner up. Of course I had to go with Leon, I was his buddy, but no one else would anyway. We had a special uniform depending on our species, but Leon's was way too small. He came out of the change rooms with a t-shirt which was halfway up his abdomen, and shorts that showed most of his upper thighs. Everyone was horrified and transfixed. There was way too much human anatomy on show. Leon was really embarrassed, but he tried to make the best of it. I felt really sorry for him. Our PT teacher is a Mellow-Cannon like me. She's 10 feet tall and really strong. Well, we thought she was. In our pairs, we had to take weights and transfer them as quickly as we could across the room. Leon picked up the whole bucket of weights in one go, so we won that one. Then we had to climb up a rope and traverse a rock wall. Leon got up and down the rope in 10 seconds. Then he climbed the rock wall like a spider, his body flat to the surface, constantly moving. We won that one. Next, he threw a medicine ball so far it bounced back off the gym wall and almost hit that same Capran again. When we did the reaction time test, Leon caught every single orb being fired out of the machine. He even jumped across 6 feet to catch one in the air and landed on the hard floor and banged his head. And he got up and acted like nothing happened. He did all this while hardly wearing a thing, his scary, muscular human physique on display for the whole class to see. It was freaking awesome. At the end of the class, our teacher was standing in stunned silence, staring at Leon. "How old are you, Leon?" she asked. "I'm 16, he said. "When do human males reach maturity?" About 25, maybe, Leon said. My teacher's mouth dropped open. "You mean to say you're getting faster and stronger?" "Well, yeah, ma'am," he said simply and shrugged his shoulders. "I'm hungry now, guys. Isn't it lunch?" We walked slowly to the cafeteria after changing from PT. Leon had his normal clothes on and obviously felt far more comfortable. We sat in the school lunchroom, a group of kids from all over the universe all lumped together in this crazy school. I got out my food, which is sugary fluids in the form of a shake, which is what we mostly eat. Leon got out his food, which was a steak sandwich. Hash at $% and instantly every prey sentient in the room could smell the meat. It's hard to explain what that is like for a prey species. It's a horrifying, mesmerizing, sickening feeling that gets you in the middle of your gut, or your xylem and phloem, in my case. Some kids ran out of the room, some just moved quickly away. One kid dropped his food all over the floor, and several species just screamed. Ephelis actually peed himself. Ha 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 ha. Payback's a $$ hash at. Leon sat perfectly still, the steak sandwich poised, mid-bite, meat and bread flapping in the breeze. "Dude!" I almost yelled. "You can't eat that here!" Leon actually drooled, because the sandwich was almost in his mouth. Then he quickly wrapped it up and ran out of the room so fast he banged into the lunchroom door. And yeah, he broke that door too. I found him after about 10 minutes, sitting on the front doorstep of school. He had his comms device out and his cheeks were wet. He wiped his face with his hand and looked at me hard for a long time. "Edulis, I don't think this place is for me," he started out. "Leon," I said, "it's your first day in a new school. You're human and no one else here is. When I started here, I was the only Melicanan kid. A Phtolian guy pushed me, and because I'm so tall, I banged my head on the top of the doorframe. Yeah, but you're a prey species. We're different, you know." "I know, man, but it's really good that you're here. You have brains. You're freaking strong and fast. You're funny. Though don't freak out stochastic with all that knee slapping again." Leon managed a smile. His gross teeth glinted in the sun. But they didn't freak me out as much this time. "We just need to get used to you. You can't run from it, dude. No matter where you go in this universe, there's going to be all of us. And we can't run from you guys. Well, for a start, you would catch us and then probably eat us." Leon threw back his head and laughed again. And this time I joined in for real.